just finished watching Wall Street again. Whew, it's a good movie, especially right now with the economic climate we're in. And I'm only 24 years old, but I think I really get the movie. It was very clear to me. And I've only felt it in a kind of small sense. I've done some things personally that I'm not too proud of, but fortunately, I always can see far ahead into the future the kind of what will come when continuing this path that I've been able to stop. And just like in the movie, he's able to stop. So I don't think many people realize the depth of some of the practices that goes on in the world on a very high level. It's like people cannot believe anything that they don't think they personally can do themselves. So what happens is that if it's a small lie, people get mad because they can see themselves doing it. If it's a huge enough lie, people won't even question it. Hitler talked about this. You burn your own building down. No one can imagine doing that themselves, so people believe it. I can say the same thing about 9/11, but I won't go into that. Yeah, people really need to wake up a bit, because when you're a big shot and you're used to doing horrible things, corruption, death, killing people, and stuff like that, to them it might not be a big thing. So, in terms of what to do in these modern times, people need to wake up to the fact that they have been lied to at a very high level. You can see that right now in the financial industry. I mean, a lot of guys have got caught, right? So the Madoffs, the Stanfords. But they don't realize, whoever gets caught, that kind of sets the bar of how big the crime was. So basically, whatever they were at, the Madoffs, probably times that about 100. That was probably where the real crime was at. There's always scapegoats. Because when you play dirty, it's not like you're going to stop when you get caught, right? Yeah, I think this would be a great cleansing period. A lot of people are going to get their hands caught dirty. Another good point brought up by the movie was that the people who do these things honestly convince themselves that they're doing a good thing. So when you see Gecko talking to the paper company, the shareholders, and the VPs, he says that he's in the right. He's actually helping by cutting the fat out, making the company efficient again. That it's easy to get caught up in this, There are always, in anything you do, there's always things you can pick out that can justify your actions. And I don't know if that's... I guess that's just the way it is, And we talked a lot about deception. It's all about perception, deception, right? Half the world runs on word of mouth, or a kind of a verbal conviction. So, if someone fools you, aren't you part of it now? We can't just blame the financiers for lying to everybody. there's almost equal blame on the people who actually took the lie, went along with it. So it's up to us. In the end, we have the power. We make these few corrupt people powerful. Without us, they cannot have what they have. So there's a positive message in this, in that ultimately we gotta get smarter. You know, if we feel a little bit abused and used, that maybe we should seek the truth and do something about it. But if you want to keep playing the game and be deceived, it's up to you. I guess that's really something to say to myself, to not get too caught up in other people's mistakes and miseries. It's easy for me to go, hey, wake up, you're being lied to. But in the end, it's their free will, their free choice, and I must respect that. But once in a while, you can't avoid it. Certain lies just are slightly too big, and the consequences will be so large that it will not be easy to cover it up. But they'll try. And you'll see that in the next few years. You'll see more and bigger lies. Just be careful out there. Understand greed and corruption. Because if you cannot understand it yourself, you're gonna have a hard time. It's like when someone says that, say the fact that I understand greed. Well, I like to say I understand greed. That probably means that I'm capable of greed as well. And that's, I think, 100% true. You cannot choose not to do something if you're not aware of what you're doing, you know? Say I yeah, don't have anything in my head right now, but just watch Wall Street. It'll give you a little bit more of an understanding if you don't really understand what's going on. And there's a new movie coming out, Wall Street 2. So, that's a good timing for a movie.